So here are 3 EB-1A profile building opportunities in data science and software engineering. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jason, and I work with several top immigration lawyers, which is where my EB-1A profile building insights come from. I've also spoken to hundreds of EB-1A profile builders, and right now run a newsletter where I share resources on profile building. As part of my paid newsletter, which is $12 per month, you will get access to my newsletter resources, which includes a profile building opportunities database where I have categorized hundreds of opportunities for many different fields for those of you who are interested in profile building. And I also run a private group within the newsletter where people have been sharing opportunities to profile build, have been working with each other on papers, on technical publications. So that's what I'm doing as part of my newsletter, and that is where I'm getting my profile building insights. So that's just what I'm doing right now to help EB-1A profile builders. But back to the video. The first opportunity is ODSC West. This is the Open Data Science Conference, and it's one of the biggest data science conferences in the world. Right now, they are looking for speakers for their West Coast conference, and if you would like to get involved, it looks like they have a call for speakers right now that is still open. So if you want to apply to speak, you can just fill out this form. So it seems like this form is still open and you can just apply to speak. But if you watch a lot of my other videos, you'll see that I keep telling people to reach out, to make sure you aren't just waiting around to hear back from these top profile building opportunities. A lot of these conferences have a lot of applications. So if you want to get noticed, you don't want to just be waiting around to hear back from people. Instead, what you should be doing after you apply to speak is you should be searching for people who have spoken at ODSC in the past. You can do this by searching for ODSC past speakers on Google, or you can also reach out to some of these people on LinkedIn. Simply search ODSC and you will most likely find a list of past speakers for ODSC, and what you can do is you can just reach out to them, start a conversation, and see if you can get introduced to the organizers of the conference so that you can get a better sense of what kinds of needs they have and how your expertise can help meet them. And that's just something to keep in mind for any kind of opportunity that you come across. Make sure your expertise is aligned with what that opportunity needs from its participants. It could be as simple as volunteering your expertise and applying to be a volunteer for the conference. It could also be more advanced in that you apply to be a speaker simply because of your expertise and how it matches the interests of the attendees of the conference. You won't know any of this unless you just read the conference page, but you won't really have an in-depth understanding of all of this unless you reach out to some of the people who are helping organize the opportunity. And that's why outreach is so key. But moving on to the second opportunity. The second opportunity is the Momentum Developer Conference. This seems to be more of a local conference, but that does not mean it is not a good profile building opportunity. This can still be a great way to meet top professionals in your field. So for this, they have a clear link to a call for speakers that is still open. So you will want to apply through their Sessionize page. And just something else to keep in mind is that by going to these conferences and meeting more industry professionals, you could find collaborators for whatever you're working on, even with people who are not profile building. For example, if you're working on a bunch of articles for technical publications, these kinds of conferences could be a great way to work with top professionals who are also interested in publishing something in the field. Same goes for if you're working on a book and you would like to have industry professionals contribute chapters. This is also another great way to get noticed by top professionals and get collaborators for whatever you're working on. So this is a pretty straightforward conference. If you want to speak, and it seems like they have quite a few topics and quite a few sessions within this conference, I think 35. So just quite a few topics that you can provide your expertise on if you want to speak at this conference. The third opportunity is PyBay 2025. This is a conference for Python developers, and it is a great way, again, to meet more top professionals in your field, top software engineers, if you're a software engineer, and with these kinds of conferences, they'll always have a call for proposals or call for speakers, or at least a lot of these software engineering conferences seem to have open calls for speakers. If you want to speak at this conference, again, all you have to do is submit a proposal through their Sessionize page. And the same logic applies if you want to get noticed by this conference, if you want to get noticed for the speaking opportunity, and it goes for Momentum Developer Conference as well. You will want to reach out to the people who are involved in this conference. You'll want to see if there is some sort of, so if you look here, there is a page for organizers and they have their contact information, which to me indicates that they want people to reach out, to ask them questions, to ask about what they need for this year's conference. So it seems like they actually want to hear from people, and that's why they have their LinkedIns listed here. So just simply send a message to them on LinkedIn and see if you can get noticed. See if you can better understand what they need and whether there are other ways for you to contribute to the conference outside of just potentially speaking. Perhaps it could be joining the organizing committee itself, because they do have a join the team headline here, which goes to show that it seems like they want people to volunteer to help organize the conference. So those are just 3 opportunities for those of you in data science and software engineering and are working towards EB-1A. Those are just 3 profile building opportunities to look into that are coming up later this year.